G'day everyone, Tim here from vMix, and today we're going to go over how to use virtual sets in vMix. Virtual sets are a good way to create a studio or a set without actually having to build one. You can use them for things like news reports, talk shows, weather reports, and you'll see them all the time across TV and movies. All you need is a green screen to give you the ability to insert yourself into different layers of the virtual set. Now in vMix we do have a number of virtual sets that you can use. However, I would recommend if you are looking for a professional or a custom virtual set to check out the software vendors on our website. Places like Virtual Setworks and Virtual Studio Sets can create custom and really professional looking virtual sets. They're even used on network TV and across different television channels for their productions. All right, so let's jump into it. So I've got my green screen behind me. So in order to put myself onto a virtual set, I'm gonna have to get rid of the green screen. So what I'm gonna do is go into the settings for the camera, and I'm gonna go into the color key up here. Then I'm going to select color key up the top and use the eyedropper to select a green. Now I can make tweaks and changes here by selecting the chroma key filter and the chroma key here and checking the anti-aliasing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the preset here. So the preset 2 here will give you a really good chroma key. You can tweak all these settings and stuff yourself, but usually selecting number 2 with good lighting will give you a good chroma key. All right, so I'm going to close out of this now. So now I've got my camera, as you can see, with nothing behind me. So now I can go ahead and add a virtual set in vMix. So I'll go to Add Input and then go to the Virtual Set section. Now I'm going to grab one of these sets here that we have built in from Virtual Studio Sets. I'm going to select this one in the top right hand corner here and click OK. So now that's going to appear in my production. So if I want to, I can now start using these layers. Now you'll see that you've got different things like 1, 2, 3A, you've got pictures. We can change a lot of these elements in the virtual set. So we'll come down to the virtual set here. You can see next to the input, we've got camera and setup. Now the camera refers to different zoom availabilities for each part of the virtual set. So each set has the ability to zoom in like so to different angles. So this is like angle 1, we've got angle 2 here, and then angle 3 and 4 below that. And we can set it to go fast, medium, slow, or cut. So if I set this to cut, when I click the different options, it's going to cut to it. If I select fast, it's going to zoom in quickly, like so. And zoom out. So I can set the timings in this section here. So we have different speed options if you want to switch between them. And you can use the shortcuts to maneuver those as well in your production. All right, next to that we've got setup. So I'm going to click setup here. Now you'll see layer. Now from this drop down menu, there's 10 different layers that we can edit in this particular virtual set. So for example, I want to edit the talent, which is this A section here, talent A. And then I want to put my camera in there. And so as you can see, hey, now I'm doing a show, I've got my desk and I'm ready to go. However, this looks a little bit out of place because I look like a giant and I'm not really that tall. So what I can do is I can move it around like so from the input, hold down Shift to zoom in and zoom out, place myself behind the desk here. Or I can also go into the multi-view settings like so for this particular virtual set. And I can then move myself around and reposition myself how I like. I just need to select this particular layer and I can change the positioning from the position screen as well. Okay, so now here I am on this set. It looks pretty good. So what I can do now is I'll actually go back to the camera settings and zoom out to a wider angle. And that way I'll be able to set up these other screens as well. So I'll go to setup and then I'll go screen 1. I'll put this hummingbird picture. I don't need it to play, so I should pause it. Screen 2, I'll put this PT Symphony. I'm going to pause that so we don't hear the video and the audio. Should probably turn that off. It's a great music video if you want to check that out. And then I've got other options here. So I've got this number 3 down the bottom. So what I'm going to do for this one here, screen 3, I'm going to throw up the vMix logo. And that way it looks like I've got the vMix News Show. Welcome to the vMix News Show. Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to the vMix News Show. So yeah, it looks totally believable. There are other options here that I can change. I can change the backdrop, the skyline here if I wanted to. So if I wanted to make this, like a beach, so I'm on a cliff now, doing this report, I can change that as well. So there's a lot of different options you can change. And now if I go back to the camera, I can choose to, zoom in quickly. Hi, welcome to the show today. My name's Tim, etc., etc. And I can change the speeds here as well. Now you can also adjust the camera level zoom, so how far they zoom in and zoom out. So for example here, like this shot we have, it's a fairly close up, but if I wanted to bring this out just slightly or even zoom it in, all I need to do is right click on the angle, and then I can choose to zoom out and zoom in and choose what kind of angle I want. And I can also slide it as well if I want to tap to the side here or change different things on different axes. So if I select this here, so now if I come out to the mid-level, if I go to this one here, it's going to be to the side. So you can choose where you want those zoom levels for the camera angles to be. So that's how simple it is to set up one of the pre-built virtual sets in vMix. Now if we go back into the menu here, we do have a couple of other virtual sets that give you that sort of ability. And we also have these double boxes as well. So for example, I can select one of these double box. So with this double box here, I can get the setup and I can choose what layer I want to use. For example, box 1, I can choose a New York City video. Box 2, I just need to select it first. And I can change it to something else. And then I can go ahead and change the backdrop as well to a different one, like that. So then I've got a virtual set, but it's really like a double box effect. So I can create a double box effect or multiple box effect using the virtual sets. As you can see here, there's a bunch of them in there. So I can use the same sort of functionality for this one with the cameras. So I can zoom in like so. So if I do this quickly, I can zoom out and I can move into this one, zoom out to double, and zoom back to this one. So I can use the virtual set for that double box effect as well. So I'm just going to quickly close this down. Now I can also go ahead and add a virtual set. I can create a blank virtual set if I want to and click OK. So that gives me the ability to add layers to this one. So for example, for my background layer, I could put my picture like so. Let's put this in here. For the next layer, for layer 1, I can make it me. So I'm down here. And then layer 3, I could put in something else. So I could go ahead and put this video here, and then I could change where it goes. So it's kind of like creating an input multi-view, but using the virtual set functionality. And if I wanted to, I can choose to export this as well. I can also make layers visible and invisible using this box here. I can reset the positions if I want to, if I've moved them. So that's what you can do underneath each of the virtual set. So I can export the virtual set as well by clicking export. I can export all of the settings to a folder. Once you've exported the folder, if you wanted to import it again into vMix for this production or another production, you just need to go to add input, go to virtual set, and then go to browse and select that folder. Now before, we showed you this blank input here. You can also create a blank 10 virtual set. So if I select it here, this will give you the ability to have 10 different layers instead of just 4. So you would need to build your virtual set and then start layering all your inputs in vMix. So for example, if I picked layer 5, we showed you a little bit about this before, but then if I go into the multi-view settings for this waterfall, I can go ahead and position this better. So if I've got the ability to have, if I've created a picture of a television behind me, I could go ahead and move this into the right location, and then I can adjust it on different axes, zooms, and maneuver it around and crop it if I need to. So that's how you would go about building your virtual set, finishing it off in vMix. So one final virtual set that we do have is a 360 set. So if we go to virtual sets here and we select 360 video, click OK. Basically what we can do is use the 360 video as the full 360 when we're streaming, and then we can inset different vMix inputs. So with the setup here, I would select the camera 360 as the camera, and then for the front, right, left, and I can move those around. Now we do have another video that explains this in a lot more depth, so I would recommend checking that out if you wanted to use the 360 virtual set. So thanks for watching this video. If you do have any questions about virtual sets or about vMix in general, please send us through an email via the support page on vmix.com. It's really hard to answer technical YouTube questions. And if you do have any questions or if you want to purchase additional virtual sets, I'd check out our website for those different vendors. So thanks for watching, and we'll stream you later.
Thanks for watching. Click to watch another exciting vMix video or head to vmix.com for a free 60-day trial. See you later.